Hi, I'm Craig Muirhead and we're now on to the next lesson in which we'll look at your first proper pipe tune, and it's a little march called Bonnie Galloway, and hopefully you have the music in front of you that you've been able to download. So again, the notes are written underneath because I don't want to spend too much time on music theory. I know that that's not really what you're interested in just now. You want to learn to play something on the chanter and then hopefully the bagpipes. So the notes are all written underneath. Remember that we'll be using G grace notes and strikes here, so you should have mastered all of that in the videos before this. Remember that the grace notes are always above the note and the little strikes are always just below the note. So that's how you tell the difference between the two, because they do look very similar. So we're going to look at Bonnie Galloway. So I hope you have the music in front of you. Again, I think the best way just now for you to pick up the rhythm, if you're not used to reading music, is just by listening to the tune again and again. I'm going to speak more about the technical side of things and playing the grace notes properly. So we're going to take it 2 bars at a time. We'll start with the first 8 bars of the tune in this video, and then we'll move on to the second 8 bars of the tune in the next video. So looking at the first section, the first part, first 2 bars, we're going to start with a G grace note to F. Now you'll remember that the G grace note to F was quite a funny one because we were on E and we lifted up both fingers to play the grace note to F. I'm just going to ask you to start on a high G almost, so your thumb is down and everything else is up, and we're actually going to start with the G grace note to F. So that'll sound like this. So to be clear, the note we're playing is going to be an F, but we'll start with the G grace note. Then we're going to move down to C without a grace note, so you may have to practice going between F and C. Practice that sort of shape. Now we're on C and we're going to play a G grace note to E. So from C, we're going to lift up the top finger for the G grace note, and as you bring the top finger back down, we're going to move to E. And the last note of this first bar is a D. So we're going to go from E, very simply, down to D. So from the D, it's a G grace note to B. Then it's back to D. And then to finish off this phrase, we're going to play a G grace note down to low A. So from the D, so that's the first 2 bars, the first phrase of the tune. I'll play them very slowly. We're going to start with the grace note up, playing to F. Remember, we're playing these grace notes very big and open just now. They'll be a lot smaller. So we'll try that again. One more time. So that's the first 2 bars of the tune. We'll now move on to the second 2 bars of the tune. So we're already on low A, as that's what we finished the second bar on. So to start the next bar, we're going to play another grace note to low A. Then we're up to B. We're going to play between B and D with a little grace note. Then up to F. And then it's a G grace note to E. Then we're back to F. And another G grace note to E. And then from E, you're going to drop your E finger back down to low A. So that was quite bitty, so I'll put that all together from the low A at the end of the second bar. Again, from the low A at the end of the second bar. One more time. Then moving on to the next two bars. We're on low A now, remember at the end of the first line. We're going to play a G grace note back to F as before, and the next two bars are exactly the same as the first two bars. So from the low A, the G grace note to F is actually going to be lifting up your three fingers on the top hand and putting the top one back down. So whenever you play a grace note to F, a G grace note to F, you want all these fingers up and the top one coming back down. So we're on low A. You should be getting really good at that one now because we've done it a few times, exactly the same as the first two bars. And to finish off the first part, we have the last two bars. And we'll start from the low A at the end of the sixth bar. And it's a grace note to low A. Up to B. A G grace note to D. Up to F now. And it's a G grace note to E. Down to D, finishing with a strike on D. So that last phrase from the low A at the end of the sixth bar. Once again. Now each of these two bar phrases will take a bit of time to get just right, but once you have them all individually, it's time to piece them together, and I'll play the full first 8 bars to you right now, nice and slow. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that. That'll take a good bit of practice to get that one going. And then we'll move on to the second 8 bars in the next video. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and keep the practice up.